Now, who is it that you'd like us to have a look at?
My brother.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I'm gonna execute a button hook pattern super slow-mo. Rover, sit! Hunt! Hunt!
He seems to have some difficulty letting go of the game. Has he had a long history of mental illness?
As long as I've known him.
We last couple weeks have been insane, culminated by an ill-advised, emotional in my feelings upload. I don't even remember what day it was. Saturday night, Sunday night, I don't know. Whenever Elon was putting his future as CEO to a Twitter poll. And it's not a great video. It's not a great look. You know, people really aren't supposed to see you like that. I'd definitely been relaxing heavily throughout the night. Was ready to go to bed. Had about, I don't know, about a liter of vodka coursing through my veins. And I had called it a night after just absolutely losing my mind on Twitter, saying some insane things. And then culminated by an unhinged video upload that was so bad that I had people like mothers of friends of mine telling them to like reach out and make sure I was okay. Not the call you want to get. I had like really just didn't think anything of it. I had been under like last week was like probably the most pressure I've ever had in my life. And I wanted to tell you guys how I got there and obviously let everyone know I'm okay. 100% okay. Feeling good. Made some quick changes, some reroutes. The commentary community is having a fun time dunking on me for that video. That's how it works. That's how the system works. I don't need anybody. I got a lot of emails from people saying, "Oh, did you see so-and-so?" Hey, that's the economy. You give them some fuel, they're going to do what they got to do. I would do the same. Okay. So whatever. If there's one thing about me that many people know is that like, I literally don't care. I own my like low moments just as much as I gloat when I have good ones. So obviously Coffee Brand Coffee was new this year. This is how I got to basically like my freak out on Saturday night and immediately made some changes on Sunday and have obviously been feeling much better. So just to give you an idea where I was at, Coffee Brand Coffee had immense success this year, far more than I expected, and I thought it would do well. We had done this gift box promotion, which I knew would do well, and it did. It did very well. What I didn't know was that they took forever to fulfill. You know, where maybe like a regular order might take 2 minutes. These things were taking 5 or 6 or 7 minutes at a time, and sometimes 10 minutes, depending on how complex they were configured. And I completely overwhelmed my fulfillment center. Had to turn off gift boxes, which made me feel awful because I lost a lot of potential sales there. Many of you wanted to buy them and couldn't. Then that turned into, holy crap, are we going to get everything out in time for people that bought these things for Christmas? So that was weighing on me. And by the way, I greenlit literally, if you bought a gift box for Christmas or something and you haven't gotten it yet, let me know. I'm just overnighting them. So you will get them. I promise you by Friday. Like if you ordered a gift box and you haven't gotten it yet, email me. And I've made corrections in my fulfillment center going forward next year that we'll be able to crush it. But that was weighing down on me, obviously. Everything going on with helping. So then Steven Crowder's stuff goes down. I try to help him. Actually, before that, less of a stressor, but many of you know I have anxiety. And I had bought all these Starlink dishes, and they weren't cheap, $2,500 each, and $500 a month each. I had 3 of them, 4. And the idea was that, or 3 of them, the idea was that I was going to bond the connections. So I had bought 3 of these dishes. All the cords were hanging out my window. It's 2 degrees outside. I got them like pinch through the window. I bought a $6,000 piece of hardware. It's $5,000 or $6,000, a Peplink 580X. to bond the connections, and it didn't work. Every night I was spending trying to make the thing work. Turns out I had found out that Starlink essentially doesn't allow it. So I was sitting on at least $5,000 in dishes that I couldn't use, and a $5,000 or $6,000 piece of hardware I couldn't use. And because I was uploading 6 videos a day and live streaming every night, I never had any time to deal with it. So to report on that, my friend came over. We rented a JLG, which was not cheap, but we put the 2 dishes up on the roof that I kept. He helped me out yesterday and packed up the 2 that went back, and Starlink accepted both of them for a full refund. They shipped out today. Like, just getting those dishes out of my house and getting the Peplink router refunded, like that was a lot of money floating around. This, $20,000, or no, 5 and 6, so $11,000 that I was like, oh my God, I wasted all this money. So I was able to get that refunded. So that's going on, while also then the Crowder stuff is going on. And look, I volunteered to help him, okay? And I would do it again. And I would embarrass myself again in a weird Saturday night drunken rampage video about going to vote on a Twitter poll that doesn't really matter. I can't share so much inside baseball, but what I can say is what was publicly available is that, like, the most important point of his life, his website went down. And so I stepped in along with Zach from Meta PCs. We worked all night long to get a new dedicated server set up for him so that he could transition over to his new site. There was a huge, I don't think he's going to care if I say this, but there was a huge bot spam attack that injected millions of fake spam addresses, and I had never really had to deal with this before. So like it went from like, for the infrastructure side of it I could handle, but then I was like, why are there millions and millions of email addresses? Like, this shouldn't be the right number. And I had to figure out a way to scrub them and then get the captcha on the website, and that all fixed it all. But again, like, all this is going on at the same time on Saturday night. I'm like, why are there millions and millions and millions and millions of addresses in this? The mail service is charging me a fortune because it's going up by like 500,000 email addresses an hour. Anyway, they refunded that. I got all that handled. So as a summary, Crowder's good. Got that handled. Starlink satellites issue. Got that handled. Peplink router. Got that handled. Coffee brand coffee. Got that handled. But all of that was going on at once. Add to that, coping with liquor, you get a ridiculous meltdown video, an embarrassing video, where I have to get a phone call from a friend who's like, dude, are you going to like jump off a cliff or something? And it was like, it's weird. I've never really gotten a call like that before. And like, I know you're supposed to react like, oh, it's so cool that you care and blah, blah, blah. But that's not how I reacted. I was like angry and embarrassed. You know what I mean? That I had to like let myself get this thin. Spread that thin. But like, my mental health is in a great spot. I feel amazing. I feel that 2023 is going to be amazing. I've talked about this before. Like, I finally quit smoking. It's been like 2 months now. So I feel like I've got that monkey off my back. Now speaking of the liquor, clearly the usage of that, as a way to like blow off steam after working all day became way too often. And so I made some changes. I don't want to like tout them too much because it's been like 3 days since I decided I would do this, but I'm definitely not, some people might say, oh, just quit liquor altogether. I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say no drinking during the 1 day a week only, and none during the week, and not uploading videos from it. I have been in my feels a little bit. It's Christmas time. I'm going on 40. Some things are working out really, really good for me in life. So others are a challenge. But every morning I wake up feeling blessed and energized to get right up to my office and record videos. And, it's because of like all of my viewers. And also like, so many people emailed me And there were a lot of people in the comment section of that video that were like, bro, you know, like, chill out, you need to rest. And it's true, I wasn't taking care of myself. I haven't, you know, even I still need to get a haircut. Maggie usually cuts my hair, but she's been sick. But I was like, my beard was all out of messed up. I wasn't like taking care of myself. I was waking up, working all day, drinking at night, going to bed, waking up, working all day, drinking at night, going to bed, waking up, working all day, streaming, working more, drinking, going to bed. You know, it starts out, it's pervasive. You know, it starts out like, it's a live stream. Just have a little fun, loosen up a little bit. Well, when you're live streaming 5 nights a week, it gets a little out of control. So thankfully I had like, you know, kind of self-realized that it was getting a little out of control. And that, you know, honestly, the funny thing about anxiety, as like, you know, a thing that I deal with is that, you think drinking makes you feel relaxed, but it actually makes it worse. Like the more nights in a row that you do that, it's like you're borrowing from the next day's level of goodness. So like, you know, that made it worse. And, you know, the stress was immense with the Twitter files and all this stuff. If I didn't honestly, if I didn't upload that ridiculous video and be like, oh my God, dude, that's embarrassing, and get roasted by like a lot of commentators. Obviously, I know their criticism is not in good faith. It's just like laughing at me, and that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But who knows? I may have spread myself far too thin. So like, obviously, I've made several changes. I got Crowder stuff all handled. He's aces. I've got the Starling stuff handled, which I know it seems weird, like, oh, it's just an internet thing. But when you have like anxiety, this stuff just like stacks. It's like a weight. It piles up, right? So I keep looking at my window and I see 3 cords running out my window, and then I walk outside to take the dogs out, and the dishes are sitting in the driveway. They're not mounted on the house. All this stuff, because I didn't want them mounted on the house until I can make it work. It all like this stuff just stack up. Then, you know, I find out, oh crap, we oversold by like 200 orders on dark chocolate covered espresso beans, and some people might not get their stuff for Christmas. So then that's on. I handled it all. I think everything should be good. But then I also made some changes now. So obviously, you know, more booze during the week. And that's just good anyway. And then, you know, going forward in 2023, I'm going to really try to give, you know, I have kind of allowed myself to be working Saturday and Sunday recently, which is just, it's crazy when like things are going good on YouTube and like you're just uploading videos and everyone's a banger and everything's going good and you're earning good money, and you know, the channel is adding all these new subscribers, which I'm very thankful for. But it's addicting, and I have clearly an addictive personality. So I think in 2023, at least for the first 4 months, I'm definitely going to take a break from uploading on Saturdays to give myself that extra day. If nothing else, I'll record Saturday's videos on Friday. So you still have videos on Saturday, but I don't have to work Saturday. I think that's pretty easy because Fridays are usually pretty light anyway. So yeah, you know, I'm good. I appreciate people checking in on me. And I've also made some changes that I think are just good anyway. You know, 2023, probably need to lose a little, drop a few LBs too. So, cutting back on the booze almost entirely is probably a good idea for that as well. So I'm good. I just wanted to address that because, you know, some people are genuinely worried about me, which I appreciate, and I'm embarrassed that I let it get that far. But everything's good. I'm good. That was a low point for sure, but I'm moving past it. Doesn't define me. Have a good, you know, let's get into today's news.